Hello, world. I hope you're doing well. David Brown here, creator of AtlasComply.co. And the purpose of this demonstration is to provide a short introduction to the Atlas Compliance Regulatory Platform. Landing on the homepage here, users can see the different features that the Atlas platform is designed to address, such as the ability to generate policies and documents, manage a compliance library, perform semantic search across the platform to develop instant AI developed answers about all of your most common regulatory and employment law questions. Users can also interact with the platform using a live conversation or a compliance Q&A. And then lastly, we also have a scraping engine that's been built into the platform that is used to periodically check for changes in state or federal statutes at the primary source on an ongoing basis. When there are differences identified between the compliance library and the state source, we also have an automated differential check that the admin can use to review the change in the law, approve that change, so it's added to the compliance hub, and then notify users that there has been a change in a law. Scrolling down here, we also introduce the costs of compliance and really introduce the fact that it's an investment, but also a trap. The regulatory landscape is very complex. It shifts rapidly. And if you're relying on static documentation or legacy processes, chances are you could be exposing yourself to risk. And to mitigate that risk comes an operational burden. Many organizations and, safety managers, HR professionals, designated employer representatives, they're often stuck relying on counsel or, lawyers or other third parties with very expensive fees. Oftentimes it's also reactive. Individuals are reaching out after something has already happened. Um, Furthermore, because the operational burden, requires so much effort and time and labor, this creates an intelligence gap for, end users like HR professionals, safety managers. Now they're kind of stuck, waiting for a reply or a response from counsel, or they're having to, look at schedules to figure out when they can hop on a call. And when you look at all of these, kind of these factors holistically, the regulatory landscape being so large and complex, subject to change quickly, the operational burden of keeping up with these changes and managing it, as well as, having the intelligence and the business insights to, pivot and react in your business in real time. All of that can lead to significant cost and operational burden, as well as risks for an organization. So that's why I built the Atlas platform, so that we can provide instant regulatory guidance, resources, and program compliance for employers, legal counsel, and third-party administrators. And although I'm not going to go into any deep dive platform features today from a demo perspective, one of the features that comes with the platform is a state map that allows for HR professionals, lawyers, TPAs and MROs to quickly identify by state, how many resources may or may not be available. In addition to that, on the right-hand side here, we also have a preview of the live conversation where Atlas is available 24/7, 365 days a year to answer, immediate questions about specifics for statutes, laws, federal regulations, or even certain scenarios like reviewing a policy or generating a policy. In order to offer that instant regulatory intelligence, we do have a proprietary verified database that includes primary source information only. The platform is not relying on any type of training data from the large language models. It is utilizing only the verified information that's been implemented into the compliance library. And with that, that allows us to create next level policy compliance, to draft custom federal and state compliance workplace policies with ongoing updates across the entire nation. In addition, if you already have a current policy or you have a sample policy that you'd like to start from, you can provide that to Atlas. Atlas will review that, make recommendations, and even help you draft your updated compliance policy. In addition, we also have the 24/7 expert advisor, which I already talked about a little bit. But the whole point of the platform is to provide verified intelligence and automated policy generation to save safety managers, HR professionals, and others, costs, frustration, and wasted time on manual research. So anyone who's interested, you're welcome to request a demo. And just to kind of help, guide potential customers to a subscription or a package here, we have 3 different options for them to review, depending upon the size of their business and their needs. Looking at the essential package, that's $29.99 a month. That allows for 1 custom policy generation per month, the ability to access the compliance library for their state, as well as ongoing updates for that state. If you're a little bit larger in terms of your operational locations and footprint across the United States, our professional package is going to offer you 5 custom policy generations. So if you need, a OSHA policy or drug and alcohol policy, or maybe an employee handbook, this gives you more generations, more policies that you're able to kind of create on the fly there. You also receive expanded access to the Atlas Compliance Library. And you also have the ability to conduct live chat, real-time chat with Atlas. And if your organization is larger than that and your footprint and your needs are larger than 5 states or 5 policies, we also have an enterprise version that allows you to access up to 10 different custom policy generations. You get to access all 50 states and federal federal regulations within the Compliance Hub. You also get those ongoing updates and chat, but then we've also introduced a live conversation into the flow. So you can have that real-time, expert conversation with Atlas 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Let's say you find out, on a Friday afternoon that you're going to be audited by the DOT or EEOC. You could, Friday night or Saturday morning, hop on to Atlas, have a conversation, review your policy, and talk through the strategy for the audit as an example. In addition to that, the platform also comes with a marketplace that allows for anonymous visitors to the website to explore other documents that might be interesting to them from a compliance perspective. So maybe I need to look at developing a policy for OSHA. We have a guide here for that. We also have training videos, as well as webinars, workplace safety posters like E-Verify or proper lifting. Anonymous users can add any of these items to a shopping cart and go through a checkout process with a credit card, where they're able to purchase this asset on the fly, pretty quick and easy there. And if we go back to the homepage, you can see within this hero section, we have Atlas Comply here in the middle with 6 different kind of points that it's tracking. So that's document generation, compliance library, semantic search, live conversation, scraping engine, and compliance Q&A. And if I'm curious about any of these topics or features, all I need to do is click on that. It's going to bring me to a feature overview where I can learn more about the feature. So this was just a very short kind of teaser and introduction to Atlas Comply at a high level. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.